I keep my boys humble. Like my boys have never had a pair of Jordans. You know, my boys don't do all that internet fly shit. I'm like your kids. And no, I don't give a I could be the biggest star in the world. Do not let me catch you being stupid. Mm-hmm. Do not. And my oldest gets it. My 15-year-old, he tells the other ones, he's like, yo, don't make dad mad. Because once you get one that's right, he gonna straighten the other ones out. Mm-hmm. So it's just that thing of, in the past 20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male. They have literally killed masculinity in our homes and our communities, for one reason or another. But I raised my boys to be young men. And however you feel about that, you feel about that. Right. But my boys will always be respectful. They will always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. They will always say thank you. They will always open the door for a lady. They will always make sure that their mother is taken care and provided for. They will always be men. And that's always since they were 2 years old. Every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you're the man of the house. Mm. You make sure these doors are locked every night, this alarm is on, you text me or you call me every night before you go to bed and you wake up.
I love that.
Because we're men. If I'm not there to protect, he got to be there to protect. Because you can have all the money in the world, climb through the window, that money means nothing. Right. You can have all the celebrity in the world, jump through the door, that celebrity means nothing. Yeah. So you got to have a little guard in there, you know? And so for me, it's always that idea of American masculinity is very different.
Hold up, limitless, niggas to me, can't pin in it. I fought the head to witness it.
Okay.
What's going on, Web Style? Man, West Fragrance here with, it's been a while, but the lovely Ren. Ren, how you doing, Ren?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good, it's always a pleasure to see you. Now, Ren, I'm gonna defer to you because I'm baffled at this one. Well, before we started, you should have seen the video of Anthony Mackie on the Pivot podcast speaking about how he's raising his sons to be men. And Ren has sent me a video of somebody saying he was being canceled because of his statements, and I'd seen something in reference to there was some dismay about his comments. And my exact wording to Ren was, this is some stupid shit.
Yeah.
Because when I saw it, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not comprehending why this is an issue. So Ren, not saying you see it as an issue, but why would some people, and again, I'm asking you because I feel like, and I may be wrong, I feel like the issues coming from our ladies for some reason. So I'm gonna defer to you. Why is this perceived as an issue? Why is comment seen as an issue?
I don't know why it would be perceived as the ladies, because I'm sure some men feel the same way. But I think the grounds of the issue is people, feel like, well, I never had my daddy type of stereotype of what people said. I never had a man figure in the house type of thing that people say. So I'm gonna go based on that from what I have seen,
Okay.
the people feeling like what he said was inappropriate, as they want to say. Because unfortunately, majority in the Black community is being raised by single mothers. A mother cannot teach a man how to be a man most of the time. Or some women don't think or process, I have to teach my son how to treat ladies with manners and respect. Like if you go back to the video of Anthony Mackie, what he said, he teaching his son how to provide, how to protect, how to open the door for a woman. Anthony Mackie is very old fashioned. And this is the problem with people nowadays. People don't know manners. People don't know respect.
Very
it doesn't
true.
matter the race, gender, of anything.
Right.
No one knows manners. No one knows respect. No one knows how to be a gentleman. Nobody knows how to be a lady. So it's like he's trying to teach his son how to be a gentleman, not just a man. Because they want to say your genitals, it shows I'm a man because I got balls. Yeah, but you're not a gentleman then. If we're going to use that as the term. Um, so yeah, it's just people that feel some type of way of their own insecurities because they wasn't raised in that type of environment. So they take it as offense because everybody got to be offended by something nowadays.
Right.
They want to play victim, like, oh, woe is me. My daddy was never there. I can't teach my son how to do this. I can't teach my son to do that. You trying to say I'm a bad person, bad parent. Listen, if you offended by something, you need to stay off the internet. You need to stay out the world because no one has to care about your feelings if they
Exactly.
don't care about your feelings. Nothing what Anthony Mackie said was wrong or
No,
inappropriate.
no.
That is his son, that is his sons, that is his family. And if
Yeah.
that's what he chooses to raise his kids to be, I think y'all should take some lessons from that. Like, honestly, kids nowadays are crazy. And it's because there's no structure, there's no discipline, and there's no teaching in the home.
Right.
They expecting them to just learn out of the blue. Well, they learn from home. Parents are the first teachers. I don't care what nobody says.
Yes.
The phone taught them this. The kids taught them this. And so what did you teach them?
Right. I literally was having a conversation with a friend and we were talking about something different. But I said to them, no, they said to me, teach your children before the world teaches your children. And I'm like,
Right.
that should be on a t-shirt. Those are bars right there. And I'm like, exactly. But the only reason I even said, as far as women, because when I found out it was an issue, it was actually people reacting to, and I don't care if you're offended by this, bitter harpies on the internet who had their panties in a bunch based on what he said. So I only saw female, I wouldn't say content creators, but females on the internet who had an issue. That's why I say, okay, maybe it's like I can see why maybe sort of, but that's where I saw it come from. Not saying they weren't, but when
Mhm.
any criticism I saw, it was always a woman or somebody reacting to that woman having an issue. I I saw it, and I saw those clips, and I saw extended versions of the interview um, before I saw the controversy. I'm like, okay, yeah, like you said, he's teaching his sons to be respectful, to be mannerly. His oldest, he's like, I'm gone, you the man in the house, make sure the doors are locked, lights is off, everybody's taken care of. Like he's instilling in him what a man is supposed to be. And again, not this stereotypical alpha male, rah, 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 rah. It's like, no, he's teaching them how to be young men and gentlemen. And I think
Mhm.
one of the things for me that really resonated was he's like, I don't, they're not doing that. I believe his words were that fly shit on the internet. Like, you're not getting a pair of Jordans. Like, I don't care how much money I make. I was like he's doing whatever he can to keep them grounded and to teach
Right.
them respect and man.
Exactly.
And I
Exactly.
appreciated that because I mean, we never have, but that was I can see that being hard to do in today's world, especially when you have a parent that is famous. And I have
Mhm.
known nothing about Anthony Mackie's life, but I would assume he lives a pretty modest, he has a pretty modest house. You know, he lives very much within his means, I would assume, based on his personality. But
Mhm.
I don't understand why people are surprised with the comments he made because if you remember that it was Wendy Williams he was on years ago where he's talking about you gonna make daddy a sandwich and she's just like well
Yeah.
um he's just like well you know you want me if somebody breaks in you want me to go downstairs you want me to do this you want to do that she's like yeah of course you
Mhm.
will well you better make daddy a sandwich if I'm
Exactly.
hungry and you know we talked about it all the time as far as that reciprocity give or take when it comes to being in a relationship and in many respects, that's what he's teaching his boys and teaching them to be young men. And I don't disagree with you. I think that, um, and then I am saying this as someone who grew up in a divorced household, raised mostly by my mom. And I know that even as growing up as a man, not saying my dad wasn't there, 'cause I love my dad, and you know, when you have divorced parents, there's always going to be a deficiency just because of that lack of the other parent being at
Right.
home. So there's no slight against him whatsoever. You do what you can with the hand you're dealt, and you be the best
Right.
you can. But that, even in myself, I was like, growing up and even becoming a young man, like there are deficiencies that I'm learning on my own because I didn't have my dad there to learn by watching or being taught. I mean, I had other male figures in my life, but even I knew I would not ever say, yeah, I came up as this fully functional man from growing up with my mom. No, my mom did a good job of trying to teach me correctly. But this is my issue, but this is my opinion when it comes to, and this is no disrespect. And I think the same thing would be true if a dad was, a single dad with a daughter. You raise your child up in the approximation of what you think the other sex should be like, not what they actually are. So my
Okay.
mom and any other single mom raised me up in what they think a man should be, not what a man actually is, and vice versa.
Okay.
If I'm raising a daughter by myself, I'm raising her into what I think a lady should be, not what a lady is. Because there are things that I'm not a lady. I never will be a woman. So there are things that I can't teach her through my own experience. I'm teaching her through my lens as a man as far as what I think this should be. Now I may get 70% of it right, but there's 30% that I don't know. And just
Right.
like with my mom, there's like 30% that, or 60% or 40%, whatever, that she didn't know, that she tried to figure out, or she filled me with what she thought. And maybe that wasn't the right thing, but she did the best she could and never taking anything away
Right.
from her. But I'm simply saying that, like you said, he's teaching his sons to be men. He's teaching his sons what it is to protect the household, to be, in many respects, we talk about this in previous conversations. People don't know what it means to be the head of a household, doesn't know what it means to really to provide and protect, doesn't know what it means to be a husband or a wife.
Mm. Cause
And
it's like, we don't really have a book. Like we wasn't born with a book of,
no,
okay, this is the guidelines of what you should and shouldn't do in the world. Sometimes people just throw into the wolves and then they have to figure out how to survive from there. So we all just trying to figure out how to survive majorities of the time. Like we ain't all buying self-help books to try to figure it out. And if we are, we doing that after we fucked up so many times. It's like, okay, how do I get back on track? Like what am I missing? What is the pieces that I'm
right.
missing out of life? So yeah, people always want to be butthurt about something and
Yeah,
offended by
I don't
something.
understand why.
It's
In this case, I
like
really
take
don't.
some lessons. Take it's okay to be wrong. It's
And he,
okay. It's okay, guys. Like I know a bunch of egotistical men in my life that I
yeah,
love dearly, but as soon as I say you wrong, I'm right, they be like, oh, you are right, but I don't like it. It's like, well, and you can't be right all the time. It's
right.
okay to make mistakes. It's okay that you did these things. What is not okay is you repeating the pattern. Like we
Yes.
all done some fucked up stuff. But when you constantly keep doing the dumb shit, then you dumb. Then you
Right.
just stupid. Then you just like it. Stop complaining about something when you obviously like the bullshit.
Yeah.
So it's nothing he said was wrong. Anthony Mackie said it like you said in Wendy Williams' show. He's an old-fashioned man.
Right.
He believes in the man is provider and protector. The woman is the housemaiden who take care of the kids, cook, and clean.
Well, I
And
don't know
that's
if
what's
it's
his
that
dynamic.
far. I don't know
It's
if it's
that
like,
far. It's
uh,
that
oh,
his
it is?
wife, yes, his
Okay.
wife, we don't know nothing about her because
I
she
don't make any assumptions.
but there's nothing wrong with that. She
Okay.
obviously liked it enough to marry this man, and
Yeah.
they've been together for a long time. He recently is divorced, but yeah, he still wanted that structure, and that's
Hmm.
why that hierarchy is what it is because
Right.
it gives the children structure when each person have their roles and they place and they showing them how it is together.
Right.
That is called structure.
Yeah.
This is what I do, this is what your mom do, and this is what I expect y'all to do. And
And
that's
right.
all it is.
And I would say it's not even about m- male female roles and dynamics. Like you said, it's very much about structure. There are jobs to do, there are roles people play. You can't be everything and you can't expect somebody to be everything. You can't expect somebody to play every role while you do nothing. And
Right.
again, it's not about male or female. It's like, okay, because I say it this way. I would think that, okay, if you have, you're married, your husband goes out and works, And you take care of the kids, or you do X, Y, Z with the kids, when he's not there, or let's say they're school age, so they're in school. You don't work. You do maybe X, Y, Z, your side hustle. In my opinion, honestly, I feel like if your husband is coming home and he's paying the bills and you aren't cooking, and I don't mean you're supposed to, I'm just talking about it's a matter of your partner is out here doing XYZ, take care of the home. Are you telling me, do you think it's fair that he would have to come home and then cook as well on the regular? I think
Right.
most people would say that'd be a bit unfair. Like, what are you doing?
The reason for those dynamics or the stereotypes of this is because think of it as a lifeboat. Okay.
Hmm.
A boat don't just have a captain, it has a co-captain.
Right,
It has somebody who is an engineer making sure the engine okay.
right,
Everyone has a place and part for this
exactly.
lifeboat in order to keep it a sail.
Right.
If one person fails on any of that situation, the boat's gonna do what? Sink.
Think.
So these roles were built for a reason. Is to keep things afloat. And of course, it doesn't mean it's not going to be drama and it's not going to be hardship because
Right,
unfortunately that's life. Whatever,
right,
I'm sorry, Disney lied to y'all motherfuckers, but that's not how it works.
right,
Okay. We all have issues and problems because life baggage is called.
right.
We carry baggage from every milestone of our lives. It's just how much weight you try to hold on your shoulder is what it is.
Yeah. And you can't do
You
everything.
and you
And
can't.
and the
And the reason
roles,
why men complain about masculine women is because we doing everything by ourselves. I can't be feminine in the wild because what else was gonna happen? I'm gonna be eaten alive and spit out. So I have to have a strong demeanor because I have to survive in the world. That doesn't mean I'm a nigga in any fashion or form. It just means I am strong because I have to be strong because the
let me
world made me strong.
let me say this to you, and I don't mean anything to offend you. And again, I think I know you pretty well by now, and I don't think I will. I think that's utter bullshit. And let me tell you
Okay.
why.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my life, particularly in the past 5 years, I have met I've met women and interacted with women, becomes friends with women who are some of the most feminine women I have ever met in my life.
Okay.
And and when I say they're not strong, no, they're probably some of the strongest women I've ever met. Do they get chewed up in this world? No. They use their femininity and who they are to their advantage to navigate and maneuver. So that's why I say that. And again, I know that everybody's upbringing is different. I know that how everybody grows and I won't say cope, but they adapt is different. So that's like,
Mm-hmm.
you talk about that masculine. I understand why that happens, but when I hear I can't, or that's why I'm not saying you specifically, but we've heard the argument before, like I need somebody to be my feminine. I'm thinking I know women that are tough as nails, that are as feminine as all hell.
But
And
as you said, as you mentioned, it's depending on the
yes,
upbringing.
it does. It
It
does.
depends on because maybe she had so much feminine energy that it just naturally just transitioned
Right.
into more feminine energy.
And I
So
know
it
everybody's,
depends. Everyone's background in
yeah,
life is different.
I agree.
I grew up in a very bad situation,
Hmm.
so it was just I had to defend myself,
And I
type of
understand
thing.
that. I understand. Like I said, I don't take anything away from you or anybody else says. I just personally feel like I think maybe sometimes the way it's worded, like I'm this
Yeah,
and
because
can't be this. Like
it's
you don't
not
say there's an excuse. Like
right,
when you talk about it. But
right.
we've heard other conversations where it's uses, oh, I can't, or I gotta be this way, or I can't be, I
Yes.
need somebody to bring it out of me.
You don't
No.
got to do anything. No
Right.
one got to do it.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
exactly.
you have got to do it. It's
Right.
like it's like natural for me at this
Yeah.
current state because right now I'm just going through life.
Right.
But that doesn't mean I'm coming up to you like, "What's up, my nigga?" Like, "What's up,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
boy?"
yeah, exactly.
No, bro. It's that's not what it means. And some men take it as, "Oh, you gotta be a strong, independent woman." I don't want to be none of this. I don't.
I don't
Like,
like
if you
all
want
the
to take something off my back, I would happy give it to
right,
you. I don't want to be this way. I don't want to do none of these things. But if I
right.
have to do these things, I have to.
Yeah.
Like, some men be intimidated, like, you pay all your bills. Yeah, I pay
Why
all
is
my
it
bills. Oh, you a
intimidating?
strong, independent woman. I can't deal with you because you never gonna listen to me because
Wait a
you
minute,
pay
wait a
all
minute, wait
your
a minute,
bills.
wait a minute, wait a minute.
Yes, men say that. Yes,
Why?
men say that.
What?
Yes. Men have said that. I have heard men say that. And it's like, so you want me to be in the car? You want to be the
What?
damsel
What
in
is?
distress
What
type of
is?
mentality? Like,
What?
you yes, they
I,
some men want the damsel in distress
you have
mentality.
utterly baffled me. The fact that men are intimidated because you take care of yourself and you're a functioning adult. Like I like
Yes.
this. Look, this is what I was thinking with the whole anti-Mac thing. I'll say this to this as well. It's like, in particular, like I said, I heard a lot of criticisms coming from the ladies. It's like you want a man to be a man. A father's teaching the sons to be men, and you have an issue. Same thing with this. You want women to not have to rely on you and to come to you and not want to
Right.
feed off of you and take care of them because they need you, not because you want to. And then you
Right.
find one and then you're intimidated. Make it make sense.
Then they gonna be like, "Oh, you want me to pay all your bills?" Well, Negro, did you just tell me to quit my job? Like, wait, hold up.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
make
yeah,
it make
exactly.
sense. Make it make
Yeah,
like
you
both
can't have it
sides.
both
Y'all
ways.
gotta make it make sense. Like,
All right.
this is what I tell everybody that be trying to talk to me. Make it make sense, and I'll give you whatever the hell you want.
Right.
But you not making it make sense. You want me to be helpless. You want me to be a damsel in distress. You want to be the man in the house, and you want all these things, but you ain't providing nothing. You're not protecting nothing, and you're not doing nothing, and you expecting me to just open up and give you my whole world and my whole body and give you everything? Absolutely not.
Yeah, not
What
happening.
am I getting out the situation? Everybody got to think of like as a business
It,
transaction.
not
What
even
am I getting out of the
it's
situation?
but not even a business transaction. I think when you put it that way, it's yes, it is transactional in nature. Yes, in its core, but it's about, like I said before, reciprocity. We're in a relationship, is give and there's take. Like there are dynamics to make the relationship work because both people are giving in some aspects, people are taking in some aspects, and nobody wants to be nobody wants to be giving and not receiving.
Right.
And nobody wants somebody just wants to take. I would say people don't want to just take, but yet a lot of people who would just take and not give anything back if they had the opportunity to. But yeah, it is transactional, but it's all about reciprocity. It's you're investing in someone. You're investing in them, and if I'm in a relationship with you, you're giving back. And with Anthony Mackie, with him teaching the sons, he's teaching his sons to be respectful, and that respect is an investment in whomever they with and whatever environment they're in. Not just being in a romantic relationship, is about how you treat people. And that sort of lessons goes to how they will be in relationships and how
Right.
they'll be as fathers and husbands. And
Right.
so, yes, it's transactional, but it's also really you're investing. Because transactional is like you get something, I get something, we all good. No, I am pouring into you. Their behavior is pouring into someone, if not financially, emotionally, with their
Mm.
respect, with their honor, with their, protecting and providing as far as being men in this situation. That's what it comes down to overall. So, you know, kind of like sum everything up, we both were like, neither one of us understands why there's an issue or why there was an issue.
Right.
And some people just want to get on the internet and complain
Yeah,
about
that's all
something.
it is. That's
It
people
really
are
is.
miserable. People are miserable and they just want to complain about something and talk about people. That's it. That's all it is. Like the whole the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
They just had a segment today because people was talking about Just with the Mess and Laura LaRosa. They
Oh,
new
that
hosts of
BS.
the Breakfast Club. So she saw the comments on the Shade Room, which is a bad thing to do. and saw people throwing shade. They said, "Oh, well, Lauren's better than Jess, and Lauren does this, and Lauren does that. It's better than Jess." And Jess, in her head, it's like, "Oh, they just brought this girl to replace me, and this and that." Listen, y'all both get in the bag. Like, why y'all worrying about a bunch of random people on the internet, what they got to say, what they got to do, when y'all making pretty decent money and you got your voice out there for the world to hear, y'all got your face out there for the world to see. What is the problem, people? Like,
Yeah.
some people are just miserable.
I don't
And
understand at all. Like I didn't know that part of it because I've been sent stuff today about it, and I'm like, both of y'all there.
right.
I understand. The only time to get upset is when like they fire you, you like both of y'all there.
Exactly.
I don't
And she
understand.
probably under contract anyway, so they can't fire her. So
But
she needs to
oh,
be
they get out of
careful.
contracts. But I didn't even know what you were saying, and I'm like, and if that's the case, why are you reading the comments on the internet? Go to
Right.
your job, do your job, go back home and take care of your baby and your fiance and plan your wedding. I don't
Right.
understand. Like I swear to God, if I read
Drama. People like drama.
if
People
I
like
well, I don't really have comments on the internet. I dare to say I look like Drake or somebody, which is absolutely hilarious. So I'm like, I don't really read comments like that, but I'm like, really?
I mean, it's
This
not a
is
bad compliment. Drake ain't
no,
ugly.
but with just hilarious. I'm like, aren't we grown? Like, aren't
Exactly.
these grown women? Like, don't
Exactly.
you? Oh my God. Uh, well, hearing that part of it, I'm just even more. So I'm like, really? Y'all need to grow up. Like,
Exactly.
seriously, y'all need to grow up and become women, just like Anthony Mackie is teaching his sons how to be men.
Exactly.
All right,
Exactly.
all right, Ren. Tell everybody where they can find you.
You can follow me on Instagram, silly_weaver. I appreciate you, Webster, always.
Same, same.
I love these segments always. And see y'all guys when I see
See you
you.
later. Check her out. Make sure you check her out. Webster Style. You know where we at. Peace.
Your lovely Misty Stone, and you are watching Webster Style with me.
What anime are you going to be watching?